Welcome to Access 101. Let's take a quick look at the layout of Access. So if you open Access, up at the very top is the title bar. Next is the menu bar. And we're going to cover this in some detail as we go through some of the exercises going forward. Below that are a couple of menu bars. This is the database menu bar, and below that is a formatting menu bar. Main section here is the database window. It's blank right now. If you will, go to the file menu. On the new select choice, click that. Opens up a task pane on the right. In the new section, click blank database. We're going to name our database because Access wants us to name things immediately as far as databases go. So we are going to call that PedZone. So type in PedZone. You're going to replace the default name, which was PZ1 assigned by Access. You're going to use your navigation up here to get into your Access 101 folder on your flash drive, because that's where we're going to be putting all our files for this class. So click Create. I have to overwrite mine because I already had something called PedZone. This opens up a new window, the PedZone database window, inside of the larger window which was blank. You'll see a list called Objects. The object called Tables has already been selected, and pre-selected also is a Create Table in Design View, which is exactly what we want because that's what we're going to do. So double click that. It opens up a Table 1 Design View window. We're going to be assigning field names and data types to that window. The first field name is Pet ID, and its data type is going to be auto number. Auto number is a type that allows Access to automatically assign a number to the field anytime a new record is added. So what this will accomplish is to keep all the pet IDs as unique numbers, and this is very important. It's the same kind of a thing that the government database that has all your social security numbers has. Those numbers have to be unique. So rather than depending on a human being to ensure that they're unique, the computer will do that for us, and so that's what Access does here. We're going to dispense with the descriptions. You can assign descriptions if you will, if that's going to help you remember what the functions of your database are. Pet's ID is pretty self-explanatory, and for this exercise I am not going to enter descriptions. Okay, click back in the field name on the next row, and the first name is called Name, and which is the name of our pet, and text is fine. Go back to field name, and we're going to assign type will be the next field name. Text is also fine for that. Go back to field name, and we want the pet's birthday. We'll call that birthday. When we click in that data type box, we're going to click the down arrow and select date time because birthday is a date. And finally, we're going to put in owner as for the owner's name, and text is fine for that. We're going to X out of this. We want to save our changes. We're going to change the name. We're going to call it temp pet because we're going to have a better database later on, but this is just a temporary database for practice for us. Click OK. It says there is no primary key defined. Do we want Access to go ahead and do it for us? If there were a primary key and we're going to want it to be in Pet ID, Access is smart enough to know this because there's an auto number field. It would have a little key symbol in here. So Access is we're going to click yes, and Access is going to take care of this for us. Okay. Now you see that in our database window, in the tables section, there's a table called temp pet. So double click that, and we're going to now add some records. And you see the pet ID is the first field, and that's automatic, so we're going to tab over to the name field. The name of our first pet is Mickey. Type in Mickey. Tab to his type is cat. Tab in his birthday is 2/2/2002, and the owner is Abe Washington. Hit enter. Tab over, and let's get in the name field again. Next pet is Fluffy. Tab over. Fluffy's a dog. Tab over, and Fluffy's birthday is July 7th, 1999. July 7th, 1999, and the owner is George Lincoln. Okay, we're going to, you could hit enter there and click on X, and what's happened now is that Access has saved this table for us. We only entered a couple of records because this is not a typing exercise. We're going to have a better way of populating a table. We'll see that in an upcoming lesson. Okay. We covered a lot of ground. We created a new database called PetZone. We created a table in that database called TempPet. We assigned field names and data types to TempPet, and then we put in a couple of records. So I look forward to seeing you again. Come back and we'll talk later.